Unbelievable. Filipino Elvis look-alike destroys the stage, judges lose their minds. From the moment Mateo Cruz stepped backstage, the world around him seemed to blur. The lights, the cameras, the roaring audience, everything felt like a distant dream. What wasn't a dream, however, was the old, worn-out guitar slung over his back. It had belonged to his grandfather, the man who first introduced him to the music of Elvis Presley. Tonight, that guitar would carry not just melodies, but memories, promises, and the weight of a lifetime. Mateo wasn't at the show for fame or glory. He was there for someone else entirely, his mother, who had worked 3 jobs for years to raise him and his sister. She had been diagnosed with a serious illness a few months earlier, and ever since, Mateo had been singing in markets, jeepney stations, and small restaurants just to help with the bills. When he finally received an email inviting him to audition, he almost didn't go. But his mother's trembling voice pushed him forward. "Anik, sometimes dreams don't come twice. Go, sing, and let the world see your heart." Standing on the stage under the blinding lights, Mateo looked nothing like the nervous young man he had been backstage. His slick hairstyle, vintage jacket, and confident stance made the audience stir with curiosity. Even Simon Cowell leaned forward, eyebrows raised. "So, who are you?" he asked. Mateo swallowed hard. "My name is Mateo Cruz, and I want to honor my grandfather and help my mother. Music is my way of loving them." A quiet ripple of emotion passed across the judges' faces. Then the music started. The first note Mateo sang sent a shockwave through the room. The tone, the depth, the soulful grit, he sounded uncannily like Elvis Presley, yet there was something more. Something raw, something painfully human. The crowd gasped. A woman in the front row covered her mouth. Even the cameraman took a step back. As he launched into a powerful rendition of "Can't Help Falling in Love," the arena fell silent. Every word seemed to hold a story. Every breath carried both struggle and hope. It wasn't just a performance, it was a confession. A desperate plea wrapped in melody. Halfway through the song, one of the judges whispered, "My God, this isn't an act. This is someone singing from scars." But then, something unexpected happened. Right before the final chorus, Mateo's voice trembled. His hands shook, and in a moment of pure vulnerability, he lowered the microphone and spoke softly into it. "This song isn't just for Elvis, or for the judges, or for any dream of being famous. It's for my mother, who might not have much time left. If I can make the world hear her love through me, then I've already won." The crowd erupted, not in applause, but in something deeper. People began cheering with a kind of fierce encouragement, urging him on. Tears streamed down faces across the arena. Even Simon looked away for a second, swallowing hard. Taking a deep breath, Mateo lifted the microphone again, and the final chorus soared through the air like a prayer set free. Stronger, fuller, overflowing with a tenderness that made the entire auditorium tremble. He wasn't just singing, he was giving. Giving everything he had, everything he was, everything he wanted to be. When the last note rang out, the world froze. Then it exploded. The judges leapt to their feet. The audience screamed so loudly the stage floor vibrated. One of the judges slammed the table, shouting, "Unbelievable. Absolutely unbelievable." Another wiped her eyes, whispering, "That wasn't singing, that was healing." But it was what happened next that turned the moment into something unforgettable. A young girl from the front row, no older than 10, walked up to the stage barrier. Clutching a crumpled $5 bill. "Excuse me," she called out in a small voice. I want to help your mom." The arena fell silent. Mateo stared at the little girl, stunned. She held out the bill with both hands, trembling but determined. "I know it's not much," she said, "but you sang like someone who really loves. My dad was sick too. I want to help you the way people helped us." Mateo felt his knees weaken. He stepped down from the stage, took the bill gently, and knelt to her level. "This," he whispered, eyes misting, "is the kindest thing anyone has ever done for me." He gave her the biggest, warmest hug, and the entire crowd melted into tears. That moment, more than the song, more than the applause, was what the audience would talk about for weeks. How kindness from a stranger transformed a performance into a movement. How one act of generosity became a reminder that humanity still shines, even in the darkest moments. When he returned to the stage, Simon didn't even speak. He simply slammed the golden buzzer. Confetti rained down as Mateo looked up, arms raised, tears streaming, not from sadness, but from the overwhelming, breathtaking power of hope. In the end, the performance wasn't remembered because Mateo sounded like Elvis. It was remembered because he reminded the world that love, real love, is louder than any song, brighter than any spotlight, and strong enough to lift even the heaviest hearts. And that night, the world didn't just witness a singer. They witnessed the rebirth of faith, generosity, and the quiet, unstoppable power of humanity.